Bill made a lasting impression on and had a huge impact on certainly Iowa agriculture, but really U.S. agriculture in his role at USDA. And what more positive thing can you say about somebody other than that they worked as hard as they could, they used all the skills that they had, all the experience that they had to help improve the lives of others?
Bill approached his job and his industry like nobody I had ever seen before. He had that aura about him, and he'd walk up to a dignitary in blue jeans, and start talking, and you just know that agriculture is Bill's life, and Bill's life is agriculture.
Well, I come from a long line of farmers on both sides of my family, and went off to Iowa State, came back to the farm, got involved in Iowa Corn Growers, Iowa Farm Bureau, and served in some roles in those organizations, and then ran for Iowa Secretary of Ag back in 2006. Wonderful job to be a part of, and certainly a highlight of my career. I look back at the Iowa Nutrient Reduction Strategy and how important that was. I'm biased, but I believe Iowa really is at the forefront of some of the new technologies that are being adopted by USDA and other states. Iowa's in a great place because we have addressed these kinds of things in a voluntary, innovative way, but allows folks to find their way to engage. And so very proud of being a small part of that kind of effort that so many continue today.
Bill loved to work with youth, 4-H, FFA, college students. It was always fun to watch. They immediately knew he cared about them. You could just tell it. You could just watch it happening. I think he got energy from talking with them, and you could tell they wanted to be around him.
He was one of those guys for me that really kind of showed the light that you can be involved in something bigger than yourself. And you just know that when Bill went to work, he went to work for you, he went to work for the state of Iowa, he went to work for farmers across this country. He was born that way, he lived his life that way, he's just generational.
We certainly don't map out our life. I would have never thought that I would have ended up doing those. About the only thing I would have thought I might have done is farm. Maybe get involved in an association or two, but not as Secretary of Ag or headed off to Washington for 3 years at USDA. When I talk to young people, I say, be willing to say yes, be willing to be encouraged. As long as you can take care of your farm, take care of your family, figure out how to do those other things when people you trust suggest that you can't.
One of the hardest working people I've ever known. The spirit of a hardworking farmer individual, something that I know he learned in his youth and carried throughout his whole career. In his heart and his soul, he was a farmer.
I remember years ago listening to this guy named Bill on the radio from a tractor on the farm up in Spirit Lake. Later on, he shows up in his various roles and the impact that he had on agriculture, but he was still a farmer.